A word from our judge.
I think you could easily make cases for both these two heifers on the top of the class on who you're going to use to win the class. I'm going to go with the nicer made heifer. She's a little cleaner in those lines, how she comes into that front end. She's just so smooth how she transitions into each of her thirds. When you get behind her, she really hits you with how much width she has over that top, and she carries it well into that lower third. I would like to change this heifer on the move a little bit today. I know she's fighting the halter and she's just not having a good day that way, but again, I just like to free her up a little bit when she gets out in motion, but a really nice way to start this class. Our second place heifer, that's where she's gonna beat the heifer above her on the move. She really gets out there and strides with as free as ease. She's really mellow made, she's soft middled, this heifer. Just like to change that udder that's coming in a little bit for me. It's just not quite where I would like it at this stage of the game as far as teat size, but again, a heifer that you could make a case for easily to swap these first two. Our third place heifer, again, you really like this heifer when you first see her. She hits you with lots of eye appeal, she's smooth made, she's clean in those lines. To compete with the two above her, I'd just like to maybe clean her up a little bit in that brisket, just soften her in that flank, and just change her foot structure a little bit on her, but again, a heifer that's got lots of eye appeal and fits real well in this third hole. Our fourth place heifer, a long made heifer. She's really nice through that front end, how she ties in her neck and shoulder. She just doesn't hit you with as much body mass as the three that are above her, but a really nice heifer to sit here in fourth. Our two heifers that are going to end the class, again, heifers that are nice enough throughout their structure, really nice eye-appealing heifers. They just, again, don't hit you with as much mass and volume as the heifers that ended up in their class with them, but really nice way to end this bred heifer division.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in that class was Tinley Harvey with Harvey OVHF Miss Rhonda 64F. Second in that class was Ryder Nelson with GH Ruger's Gem 121F. Third was Billy Paul with WJP GH Destiny's Fortune 89F. Fourth was Kate Webb with KAW KLR Jessica 1F. Fifth was Lexi O'Connor with XLPAA 75Z Lovelia 102F. And rounding out the class was Tegan Hindman with TEEG 23B Rosebud 810F. If you are marking your show book, the order is 615 scratch 234. In the ring now is our bred and owned yearling heifer champion class. Our exhibitors in this class are Sydney Perlinger, JC Massey, Emma Cross, Jade Charlton, Jesse Prosick, Matthew Charlton, Sydney Dorrance, Morgan Millam, Tinley Harvey, and Ryder Nelson. Judge Jordan with a word on our heifers.
Well, let's give these 8 young cattlemen a round of applause here. We sent a lot of good heifers back to the barn, and this championship class is looking real nice. Again, I talked about each of these heifers in their divisions, and I'm really happy with the 8 we got out here. I think these are all really, really functional cattle and are obviously doing these young members huge joy to have them out here. You can see in this bred and owned class, it's one of my favorite Division's always to judge, just again, because the kids have put work into these animals as far as breeding and developing them, and hopefully their generations upon what these kids are going to go out and do. So with that, I'll go and select 2 champions to make this division complete.
Grand champion is Tinley Harvey, exhibitor 038 with Harvey, OVHF, Ms. Rhonda 64F. Reserve champion is Ryder Nelson, exhibitor 041 with GH Rugers, Gem 121F. And thank you to OVHF for sponsoring that Grand Champion banner. And thank you to Syngenta as well for sponsoring Reserve Champion. We've been recognizing all of the help that we have here behind the scenes. I'd like to thank co-chair Carmen Millam for pooper scooping right now in between classes, and for all of his work that he's done in helping getting this show organized. There are so many people behind the scenes, and it really takes a great team to pull off something as amazing as this 40th anniversary bonanza with the number of kids and the number of people to feed. Coming into the ring now, we have our bred and owned cow with calf. Exhibitor 044, Daniel Schupak with LBH24C, Miss Ribstone 346E. And the calf at side is LBH223E, Billy Ladd 386G. As well, exhibitor 045, Sydney Perlinger with HMS Highcliffe 305A Diamond 64D, and her calf at side, HMS Highcliffe 225D Glamour 32G. Exhibitor 046 is Billy Paul with WJP Chianti MVP 123C. And her calf at side is WJP GH Chianti Girl 6G. And wearing exhibitor 482 is Sophia Busman with CSR Maisie 20B, her calf at side, CSR Daisy May 16G. Also, this is our only split of bred and owned cow-calf pair. Our champion is sponsored by NCX Polled Herefords. Reserve champion, bred and owned cow with calf, is sponsored by Deep South Animal Clinic. Thank you very much to NCX Polled Herefords and Deep South Animal Clinic. If we have anyone from either of those, NCX Polled Herefords or Deep South Animal Clinic, could we have you come down to the ring, please?